Hi, I am Dustin Pickering from Parrot Literary Corner. You know me, your noble and honest host, and I've got exciting news for you. Last anthology, Series 1, The Literary Parrot, did such a great job. We wanted to continue to provide this community service to our viewers and to our contributors to the program. So please get up and get a copy immediately. You know, if you're in this book, you want to get a copy. If you're not in the book, you want to get a copy and see what we're doing. You want to be excited with us. We want you on this program, and we hope to see you sometime soon on The Literary Parrot. You have to get your hands on this copy. It's amazing. It's an absolutely beautiful anthology meant just for you. Our past guests have been invited back to contribute yet again to this Series 2. We do this quarterly anthology. We will be doing this after our 200 episode milestone. As of this last quarter, we reached 200 episodes, and past that, get up and get a copy immediately. This is the only TV show on earth for creative writers, and our guests are amazing. They're also community activists building from the ground up. This program is for everybody out there. Do you know that there is a publishing company that wants to make life easier for you as a writer? This publishing company is called World Inkers Printing and Publishing. We publish in all different languages, and we're looking for writers of all genres, all formats. We're looking for scholars, ghostwriters, playwrights, poets, short fiction, novelists, you name it. We're looking for anybody who is interested in writing and the craft of writing to be in touch with us. You can reach us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. With World Inkers Printing and Publishing, you do not require a lot of money to publish with us. Contact us today at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. Become a winner with other authors at World Inkers Printing and Publishing. Give us a shot. We will surely finish you. Hello, welcome to World Inkers Network, episode 251. I'm Dustin Pickering, your noble and honest host. And it's wonderful to see you guys out there viewing us today, this early in the morning or this late in the afternoon. Today we have Luzviminda Gabato Rivera. She is from the Philippines and a multi-awarded and Amazon best-selling author, an excellent international research journal reviewer and editorial board member, multi-awarded researcher, international motivational speaker, licensed nurse and teacher. She has published 12 books, namely A Gift 2, composed of 71 poems and translations of her A Gift in 5 series to 23 languages of 17 countries, Crossroads 2, A Poet's Life Journey, 4th anthology of motivational strips composed of 83 world's best poets, and A Memoir of Love, a quadrilingual in various poetic forms, free verse, haiku, rhyme scheme, sonnet, and tanka. Love Spell, a collection of sonnets in Asian and European languages, A Gift 3, Life Essence, Whispers of the Soul, and Beauty of Life. Poets Unify World, Positivity Within, and Unfeigned Symphonies. All 12 books became rank 1 Amazon bestsellers. Also, her poems have been published in international e-zines and magazines. She has received multiple recognitions. Nice to meet you, Luzviminda. How are you doing today?
Nice to meet you too, Dustin. It's good evening from the Philippines, and thank you so much for that wonderful introduction.
You're welcome. It's quite a resume there. So how do you manage to sell so many books? I mean, that's interesting that you had so many bestsellers. All your books ranked number 1 on Amazon. What was the category? And two, how did you go about marketing your books like that made them successful?
I never really dreamt of having written a book, Justin. It's just started when I rekindled my love for poetry last February 2020. And that's my first book. That's A Gift. And it became a book best-selling series. It's on 3 series now. And then I was able to write 12 books from February 2020 up to October 2021. That's my second birthday book and my 12th book released in Amazon.
Wow, that's really like a lot of books in a short period of time. Was it from material you had already had accumulated, or was it from stuff you were writing in the process of that year, a year and a half or so that was?
Since we went on a lockdown, and I'm a busybody. I don't want to, I don't have an idle time really.
Mm-hmm.
So during the lockdown time, what I did was write. Aside from writing book, I also wrote some researches because
Okay.
on the other side, I'm also a researcher.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So, what kind of research do you do?
My specialty is health and nutrition researches because I'm a nurse by profession, and also I specializes in health and nutrition researches, and also on the side of public administration and governance because my doctoral degree is also on public administration.
Okay, so does the your nursing experience ever enter into your poetry as you've been writing in the last couple of years during the lockdown? Did you ever draw from your experience as a nursing practitioner?
Probably on this side, but then during my college days, I already write.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a member of a college publication, and I've been a literary editor, feature editor, and news editor for quite a while. So writing poems and other forms is not really new to me because I've been writing all along prior to writing this book. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, writing a book is not really a dream for me. But then it's just
You
I
never
took
know what
advantage of the
happens.
lockdown.
Right. Right. You never know what gets thrown at you in life. You just kind of, as you said, you needed something to do. Really, it sounds like during this period in the last couple of years, and I think there was a lot of creative output from people during the
Yeah,
pandemic lockdowns. They definitely people have to do something with their hands. I mean, you can't just sit around and twiddle your thumbs all day. It gets really agitating. So, did you ever have any other coping mechanisms artistically? Like, did you paint or do anything like that as well?
um, I also into photography.
Okay.
I, I have so many FB fan pages. I have
Hmm.
this wonderful creations because I love to showcase nature. I love nature. Usually, when I start new book, I love to go on the beach and or nature tripping, something like that,
Hmm.
because I love also to commune with nature, and maybe that's one of the reasons, or one of the characteristics of an author, kind of sentimental at times.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, when did you self publish your books, or do you have any photography books as well?
Yeah, I self-publish my books.
Hmm.
Dustin, I'm just lucky I got to bump into people, good people, to who along the way taught me how to self-publish books, how I was able to publish my first book in Amazon. I
Hmm.
came to know the GMGA Publishing. They taught me how to publish my book, and then later on, I self-publish all my books into Amazon. I learned how to do this thing, so I could do it on my own. And luckily, fortunately, I bumped into good people, talented people like Carl Sharwat,
Hmm.
and he was able to, he designed some of my book covers. I think that's five, six collaboration already.
Hmm.
And along with my journey also is a good friend, Miss Aya Gutierrez, who helped me also in this journey. And you're talking of photography, maybe it's in my bucket list. I have so
Mhm.
many things to do. I have so many things to do. Maybe I have to slow down more on books because I have to concentrate more on researches this year as I
Mhm.
have planned. I plan to publish more on research journals this year.
Okay, that's interesting. So why did you choose to self-publish? You didn't want to pursue a more conventional, independent publisher for your books, or did you just think this would be more convenient for you? Or
Dustin, when I first self-published my a gift, my first book,
Mhm.
I found it very convenient and comfortable for me because
Mhm.
when I self-publish it, everybody will be taken care of by Amazon. I'll just order book online, and also it is very convenient and accessible to all my readers
Mhm.
worldwide. And in a snap, if you just order on Amazon and have it delivered in my country. I've been
Right.
doing it for quite a while, and I'm good at it.
Excellent. So when you published, what was some of the reactions from some of your, readers? Did they comment back to you about either how they felt about reading what they read in your books?
Yeah, some of them leave a comment
Hmm.
in Amazon, and some of them were asking how you were able to do it by yourself, because some of my friends are into publishing. They are asking for the help of a publishing company because now not all authors can self-publish in Amazon.
Right.
It's quite it for a start. It's quite complicated for a start. I
Hmm.
still remember when I started self-publishing my first book. I have to scramble with how to do it in a Kindle form, and
Hmm.
I and it took me so long. It took me days before I could upload the Kindle form, and then in my second, third, fourth, and succeeding books, I I find it more easier and accustomed to it now. And I would advise everybody to self-publish their book also in Amazon.
It's becoming more legitimate. I notice a lot of university publishers use KDP, and a lot of other, I've seen even Norton, WW Norton is. I've seen some of their books were published with KDP. You can tell when you open the back and you look in the very back. There's a certain kind of barcode with the date and the place it was printed, so you can see that on the in the back of the book. If you open it up in a physical copy, it shows that. I don't know if you knew that. It's really interesting because the different publishers, the different printers use different barcodes and stuff, so you can tell. But it's becoming more and more legitimate, and so I've noticed some of the publishers that do that. What are some of the challenges you've run across as a self-publishing poet and author?
Challenges, there are a lot when I started
Hmm.
self-publishing. I have to run over and over again the procedure on how to self-publish the paperback, how to publish the Kindle, because I'm just lucky because I have GMGA Publishing who took care of, or it runs by IO, it manages by IO, who took care of my book cover. I
Mm.
think that's the hardest part in
Yeah.
uploading in Amazon because the sizes, the size that there should be the size of the book cover should fit to the pages, to the content of the manuscript. That's
Hmm.
the hardest part. Every now and then, Ayo and I are having a hard time, but this I think 8, 9, 10, 12 book of mine, um, it's a lot more easier. Maybe I could just advise them to be patient. Be
Right.
patient in self publishing in Amazon, and it's all worth it. It's
It's
a
time
first
consuming at times. I'm also a publisher. I have a Transcendent Zero Press, and I use Kindle most of the time. I've also used Ingram Spark, but Ingram Spark is like $49 to upload the files. But so I'm just curious, how do you work with like a marketing team or like does somebody help promote your books, or do you do that all yourself?
I did it all by myself,
Oh,
Dustin.
wow.
Of course, with the help of my friends like
Hmm.
Karshar. What every
Hmm.
time I am uploading my new book, and yeah, and in reverse, I also did it to him. Every time I'm uploading my new book, some of my friends are uploading it and putting some comments on. Of course, I do the promotion, but then I cannot do it without the help of my friends, um, uh, who are also author. That's one of the secret of being a successful author, is that you share, and it's a give and take relationship.
Hmm.
You are being helped by your co-author, and you also help them. You also extend your help to them.
Right. So, did you find in your networking that you made a lot of good friends as well, and other people
Yeah.
learn more from them as well, from their experiences in publishing and looking for ways to promote their books? Did you get good advice from a lot of the community at large out there of other poets and writers?
Yes, Dustin. Along with this journey, it's one of the gifts that I considered heavy, is that I was able to gain friends along this journey.
Hmm.
And not just friends through friends that you can hold on, not just in your books, but I'm lucky to have them because I was able to grasp different views and opinions of different culture,
Hmm.
and I got some ideas also from the writings, because I guess what I have now is not only from my experience, but from as well from the experience that I've gained, and from knowing these beautiful friends from all over the world.
Hmm. Yeah, an enjoyable experience. It can be very fun and it can be engaging. So when
Yes.
you know what oh, I forgot what I was going to ask. I'm sorry. My brain slipped for a second. I have wheels turning, but they stopped for a second there. I had a really good question. Oh, okay, I got you now. I remember now. Okay, so I was curious. How do you think, as a writer, mostly especially poetry, other poets are only the people reading a lot of other poetry. Like poets read to other poets, but that it's hard to reach non poets with poetry. Do you know if you've ever reached an audience that doesn't really write poetry but likes to read it, and what did they think?
Yeah, that's one of the challenges to being an author, that your 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 work is being read by non-poet or non-author.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess one um, one should establish her name or brand, and people, when they say your name, ah, this is poetry or
Mm-hmm.
writings from Luzviminda Gabato Rivera, and she is inclined to write more on friendship and love, hopes and dreams, aspirations, anything more. And yeah, in my experience, some of my work are being read by non-poet also.
Okay.
And they got to text me and message me, oh, I'm so inspired with that writing. I am not a poet or nor an author, but with the kind of poem you wrote, I was moved and inspired.
That's excellent. I found it hard, I guess, because I have a very dense style. I write for other poets, it seems, and so I don't really reach a non-poetic audience. And I always tried to figure out how that could do that. You know, how I could reach out to an audience of non-poets, and how poets in general out there can reach a bigger audience that's not just poets and their friends. And it seems like that's the circle. You know, most of the time, it's really interesting that you've managed to kind of develop a larger network that's outside of just other writers. I mean, and do you think any of your writing has inspired other people that are non-writers to also maybe try writing themselves?
If I may add, Dustin, I'm just lucky because, humbly speaking, I wear many hats.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then I got to be invited. I have a chance to be invited as a resource speaker, as a researcher.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I grabbed the opportunity to inject some poems during the lecture. And, you know, being an author, being a writer, just pops up anytime.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need uh, uh, um, poet audience for you to show that you are a poet.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I just grabbed the opportunity when I have the opportunity to read some of my poems, especially not just a researcher, not just an author. Every now and then, I got to deliver speeches in my Toastmaster. I have to put some lines in my speech,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, most of the audience, especially when I deliver speech in Toastmaster, they are non-poet, and that's why I'm saying that um, if you have an opportunity, grab it, and though it's a non poet audience, you still have a chance to show them the beauty of poetry.
Absolutely, and that's something that it's something that I've tried to convey to a lot of people, you know, out at large. I guess you could say the public, or the non poetic reading public, and I really believe that poetry can enliven people's minds and get them thinking, as well as experiencing things on different levels. And I really like that. It's really impressive to me that you've been able to reach an audience that is not necessarily was not, or has not been interested as much in poetry, but has been able to adapt, some interest in the poems. And so I'm really curious about that. We'll talk a little bit more about your poetry, and we'll hear some of it after the break. Take a break. World Inkers Network.
Okay.
Do you know that there is a publishing company that wants to make life easier for you as a writer? This publishing company is called World Inkers Printing and Publishing. We publish in all different languages, and we're looking for writers of all genres, all formats. We're looking for scholars, ghostwriters, playwrights, poets, short fiction, novelists, you name it. We're looking for anybody who is interested in writing and the craft of writing to be in touch with us. You can reach us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. With World Inkers Printing and Publishing, you do not require a lot of money to publish with us. Contact us today at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. Become
The Prisoner. I can still smell you on my pillowcase, in the comforter and sheets. Thought about doing laundry, but decided to keep you with me just a little while longer. Riding giants. Each new love affair is like standing in front of a 50-foot wave. It looked doable from shore. Gifts. The son of a bitch left me broke and blacked out, with a stripper's name written in black Sharpie on my forearm. 3 bright orange traffic cones in my bedroom, and a 2-day hangover. He is the best friend ever. Wishful thinking. We kissed once. It was on the corner of Rampart Street in St. Peter in New Orleans. I wish I could say it was that magic movie moment with the perfect song, perfect setup, lighting just right, and bright orange moon overhead. Anticipation giving way to action like the final scene in 16 Candles, when the 2 main characters are kissing on a table, birthday cake shining with lit candles in between, and nothing left to wish for. And when the credits rolled, everyone was already halfway home, satisfied and happy with what the stars brought to them. But our kiss wasn't like that. It was sloppy. We were drunk. The music sucked. There was spilled beer and strangers crowding our space. We could not really call it romantic. We could only admit that it happened once. There have been no second chances. I have had 1,000 more moments between that kiss and today. Some amazing, others incredible, fulfilling and fun, but all have put me here, back here, alone, staring at the stars, with only one wish left.
Corner, brought to you by New York Parrot TV, the voice for humanity. Welcome back to World Anchors Network. I'm Dustin Pickering. We have Luzviminda today on episode number 251. So thanks for joining us. And remember, you can comment during the program. And thanks to Carl Schwarth for introducing us to Luzviminda. So Luzviminda, would you like to read us a couple of poems from your work?
Yeah, Dustin. I am glad to do this.
Excellent.
This is the first poem that started it all. That started my journey. Okay, I will read the first one. I wrote this as an ode to a wonderful friendship. The title is A Gift. You've inspired me more than anybody else to strive for more learning and improve my craft. You've shown me how to be competent and to remain humble despite countless achievements. Days will never be the same again without your friendship in my life. They called you a star, but I call you a diamond who shines brightly by showing others people's worth. This in this lifetime will never be enough to show my appreciation of a God-given gift, perfectly wrapped with overflowing talents and wisdom, an Olaza that I dreamt of someday. I know it is too much to request, so please promise me to always be around, no matter how what it is, no matter what it takes, for I shall dwell and walk in our friendship forever.
There's a lot of I can see that the gift in that is friendship itself in a way. You know, with referring to the gift, that must be the theme of, or kind of a theme of the book.
Yeah, and
Thank
it
you for sharing that.
has 5 series really, Dustin. It's a gift 1 to 5. It's a story to complete the story of friendship, and that poems was included in my A Gift 1, 2, 3, and was already translated in 42 languages worldwide.
Wow.
And come February 14, God willing, I will be able to finish the A Gift 4, and hopefully that will end the series. Hopefully, and
You never know. Maybe one of those things that just extends from here until to the stars, you know.
Yeah, yeah, you're correct.
Would you like to read
And
another one for us?
okay, so this one is also memorable for me. It was featured in a show in United Kingdom by
Okay.
Alan Johnson,
Mhm.
and I wrote this. I am going to read this to kind of inform and a sort of reflection to everybody, especially these trying times. The title is In the End. In the end, beauty will fade, strength will perish, success, recognition, and fame will be irrelevant. Achievements will be useless. Degrees will no longer be counted. Beautiful places will fade. Wealth will disappear. In the end, it is the inner beauty that counts, the strength you give for touching other lives. It is the significance of your success that will make you relevant. It is the inspiration that you give that will shine your brilliance. It is not what you have learned, but what you have become. It is the meaning of the places you leave your imprint. It is the value of compassion and good deeds, the true wealth that remain in the hearts. In the end, it is the legacy of being competent, character, compassion, and integrity that will be remembered by those who love and surround you. And it is between you and the living God when you are finally gone in the end.
Hmm. That's very interesting. You know, give a sort of a sense of like a person and what their life represents in there, and what they represent to you as well as to the to their other friends, maybe even in that poem. What their legacy, I guess you could call it, would entail. Interesting. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Dustin.
Do you ever read
On
live to live readings, like go out and do, like, I don't know, maybe during the lockdowns it would probably be difficult, but or do, like, you do Zoom readings and promotional events and things like that as well online?
um, I do not have time that much, Dustin.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I have that time, but then when I'm not in writing, I'm writing books, writing researches. I would rather spend my time sleeping and
Right.
resting.
Yeah. Those
And
those
I just
levels are
let
exhausting.
I just let people like you
Mm-hmm.
to guest me in the show and promote
Mm-hmm.
my books. And I may add on, Dustin, as you can see from the two poems I read, I usually use easy to understand words
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I believe if I write in that manner that can be easily understood, I can easily transmit, or I can easily give what I want to say to people about my writing. And
Mm-hmm.
if they do not understand my poetry, my writing, I think I am not effective. I am not an effective author because I was not able to send my messages clear to my
Right.
readers.
Do you
That's why,
have an
as you can,
audience in mind, or do you just write to just whoever will receive the your authorship, or maybe is there like a specific kind of person that you're trying to reach when you write? When you do you think of a ideal reader at all, or do you just write what comes to mind? Or,
Dustin, when I write, it depends on the mood, especially when I woke up.
mm-hmm.
I'll just get my pen and paper, and then before I do my thing for that day, I was able to write poem. Or when I'm traveling, I have something in mind. I just grab my phone and I wrote in my phone, and then that's it. I was able to write one poem. Or maybe I was inspired by someone in the street,
Mm-hmm.
someone like I right? I saw someone begging, so right there and then I wrote her a poem about a beggar, something like that. I write anything under the sun, and especially those that inspires people.
Right. Interesting. So do you have any last words for the viewers today, or like, some kind of a message you'd like to convey to the viewers tonight, or this morning in my case?
Yeah, it's morning and you haven't slept yet. Yeah. And
But all right.
thank you for doing this interview for me. I just want to tell everybody to not limit your potential. Our creator has given us so much gifts and talents just waiting to be unleashed. And grab all the opportunities to unleash your highest potentials. Do not limit yourself. Fly high, soar on greater heights. And if you were able to reach that success, I have this mantra, uh, Dustin, is that emptying your cups will uh, will give you more opportunities in life.
Mhm.
Whatever you have achieved, stay humble, because apart from the giver of those gifts and talents, we are nothing.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it is not yourself that should be glorified.
I agree.
It's our creator that should be glorified. Stay humble all the time and serve an inspiration, a motivator, and people can say that I can also do that with the help of that. Thank you so much for guesting me in tonight's show, Dustin. Thank you so much.
You as well. Thanks for joining us. Would you like to say any other thank yous or shout outs to to supporters or fans or anybody?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a chance.
Mhm.
I would like to shout out to my DepEd Tarlac province family, to our schools division superintendent, Dr. Ronaldo Poson, to our SGO the chief, Dr. Noel Ensao, to my beautiful medical officer, Dr. Marilyn Manalo, to all my co-health and nutrition personnel, and also to my colleagues at Tarlac State University, where I work as a part-time instructor and external panel and thesis dissertation committee, to Dean Divi Kauleng, to President Mayor Namalyari, to Dean Mayor Jane Rigor, and to my other colleagues in the College of Nursing, and to everybody in my everybody in the Philippines, in Tarlac, and if I miss someone, to all my friends, to a gift for always standing by, and to all special people. Thank you so much. I will never forget, of course, to my good friend Carl Charwat, Ayo Gutierrez.
Excellent.
GMG
Yes, thank you to him. And thank you to you as well for joining us. And if you have any ideas for guests that would, anybody else you know of that would like to join us, we look for writers of all kinds and all stripes to interview on the program. So feel free to suggest the program to any of your friends or colleagues or whoever would like to be interviewed as well. You've been watching World Inkers Network in episode 251. If you missed today's episode, go back and watch it again. And while you're at it, subscribe to our channel, like, share, comment, and give us some words of wisdom. And you can support us financially at paypal.me/nyparrot. That'll help us out with our programming, keeping it alive and well, and also free to the viewership as we have it now. So we want to keep doing this and providing this service for you guys and increasing our wonderful prospects for this programming. So please do donate. And if you want to be a guest on the program, you can send me your paragraph bio, a headshot, and a couple of sample poems or a piece of your work. You know, if you write a play or something, send me a scene from your play. Literary Corner at newyorkparrot.com. You see that down at the bottom there. That's my email there at this program, Literary Corner at newyorkparrot.com. So thank you again to Luzviminda for joining us on the program, and thanks to Carl for suggesting her. You guys are excellent, and it was wonderful talking with you. And I hope you guys out there are watching right now. Get to writing and have a great afternoon. This is World Inkers Network.
In 6 Days, a poem by Jill Sharon Kimmelman. In 6 days, pristine snow will fall again. The air will be filled with the scent of newly arrived winter, frilling the ground, creating lacy patterns with our shoes. In 6 days, we will share.
Listen to the people. Listen to humanity.